What's up, people? Today, I am here to show the world my unique machine deck. I don't really think anybody else was playing this at the time, because nobody thinks like me. Nobody thinks a deck like this would work. I'm the only one that would play a deck this dumb. It works, so I keep playing it. Still not finished, still tweaking. Pretty much for me, a deck is never finished. You just keep going. You just keep going with it until you're done with it. Except you're not really done with it because the deck's never finished. It's an infinite loop. Alright, well, let's not... I don't even know how to formulate sentences. Let's begin, okay? It's very early in the morning. I shouldn't be awake yet. So, my thought process isn't 100%. So basically, you may not have heard of these archetypes. Most people don't use these cards together. But since I'm like a Yu-Gi-Oh entrepreneur, I just put stuff together because that's how I roll. Okay, I play 3 Super Defense Robo Elephant, 3 Gimmick Puppet, Magdoll, I don't know, Magnadoll, let's call it, it's a Magnadoll now. I play 3 of them. 3 ooh. That's not even... I'm reading the wrong one. I almost said a bad word. 3 gear Spring Spirit. 3 Machina Cannon. 3 Gimmick Puppet. Dreary Doll. 2 Machina Fortress. I know, some people might be thinking, what? He only plays 2? Everybody else in their machine decks, seems to me on the internet, they're playing 2 Machina Cannons and 3 Machina Fortress. Well, you know what? Machina Fortress can special summon from your hand. It can be resurrected from the graveyard. I don't think you need 3. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. You got 3 Machina Gear Frame, 3 Super Defense Robo Leos, 1 Super Defense Robo Monkey, 1 Heavy Storm, 3 Trade-ins, 1 Advanced Draw, 3 Junk Puppet, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Monster Reborn, of course. 1 Inferno Reckless Summon. Oh, sorry. 2 Inferno Reckless Summon. 1 Limiter Removal. 2 Different Dimension Reincarnation. And 1 Solemn Warning. I always play 1 Solemn Warning. I am in love with that card. I don't know. It's just my thing. Maybe it's those sexy ladies in the background. Alright. Let's get started on the extra deck. Lava Law Chain, of course. Maestro, the Symphony to Gen. And since this is a machine deck, you gotta play Gear, Gig, and X. I do play 2 Machina Fortress, so I got a big eye. We don't really use him. We don't need to take other people's monsters. We got our own. Mecha Phantom Beast, Dracozak, Gimmick Puppet, Giant Killer. We got 2 of those. And 2 Gimmick Puppet, Heaven Strings. There's a 3rd Gimmick Puppet, Xyz monster, but he has like an automatic win condition thing. It's not worth it. We want to beat our opponents. Of course, Heretic Sun Dragon, Overload of Heliopsis. We can have a rank 8 deck without him. Play 1 Galaxy Eyes, Tachyon Dragon. We play 2 Garbage Eyes, Fat Dragon. 1 Franken. And 1 Neo Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon. Because, I mean, rank 8s, 4,500 attack. You can't say no to that. Except for you can. But don't. So let me explain some of these combos, just in case you don't understand. Basically, the place of the Gimmick puppets, they are meant to go to the graveyard. Because Gimmick Puppet Drury Doll has an effect, which if it is in the graveyard, you can banish one other Gimmick Puppet monster from your graveyard to special summon it from the graveyard. The little downside of it is, you can only use the Gimmick Puppet's effect once per turn, and it cannot be used for an Xyz material except for the Xyz summon of a Gimmick Puppet monster, which isn't that bad, because Gimmick Puppets are pretty okay. You usually want to try to send these to the graveyard. The cool thing is, they manage to destroy one of your Gimmick Puppet Xyzes. You can just banish that since you're not going to use it again, and special summon this. I count it as a free one, free banish, because you don't want to you want to try to save these as long as you can. You don't want to use up all the fuel immediately. And we got these 3 Gimmick Puppet Magnet Dolls. You want to try to send them to the graveyard too, so you can remove to summon Drury Doll. But also, its other effect is, if you control a Gimmick Puppet, you can special summon this from your hand, but you must only control Gimmick Puppet monsters. So maybe you drew this. It's not necessarily a dead draw, since you always have an active graveyard. Let's say maybe your opponent Mirror Forced or something dumb like that. You got a Torrential Tribute, I don't know. You got an open field, you special summon this from your graveyard, and then you got the Gimmick Puppet Mage Doll. Alright, of course you got these because you can special summon them as long as you only have machine type monsters in your graveyard. And I can't say that for the extra deck, but the entire main deck is machine monsters, so you don't have to worry about that. And Machinas, they're not that hard to explain. You also use Machina Fortress to discard those Gimmick Puppets to the grave, and Machina Cannon. But also, you also use Machina Cannon for the rank 8 Xyz, of course. But the best way to get these Gimmick Puppets to the graveyard? Trade-ins. Those trade-ins are amazing. And another reason you always want to send your Xyz banished first, if you can avoid sending one of these to the graveyard, it's because there's 3 Junk Puppets. Junk Puppet is a monster reborn for Gimmick Puppet monsters. You can only activate once per turn, but you probably only need to activate once per turn. Let's say, like, bam, you can use this, it's all good. It's a free monster reborn. It's just OP. Maybe you need some help. I've done this play a few times. Use Junk Puppet, bring back one of these Gimmick Puppet monsters. Then use use Advanced Draw, tribute it, get 2 more free cards just like that. Super Defense Robos are pretty good. They're pretty cool. They're meant to be in their own deck. They're not meant to be mixed with other stuff, but we can work around that. Super Defense Robo Leo, when it's normal summoned, you can special summon another Super Defense Robo from your hand. And if you have this and this in your hand, normal summon Leo, special summon Elephant. Elephant's effect is, when this card is normal summoned, oh, no, you don't even need to worry about that. You're not going to normal summon a level 8 monster. Okay, you can target, its effect is once per turn, you can target 1 Super Defense Robo you control, it becomes level 8. And then you overlay, you would probably make Garbage Eyes Fat Dragon, which is a really good rank 8 machine monster. It's once per turn, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card. It gains 1,000 attack points until your opponent's next in phase. If this card is destroyed while it has an XYZ material on it, you can banish 1 Super Defense Robo from your graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard, and then attach 1 Super Defense Robo from your graveyard as Xyz material. So it's pretty much immune to Dark Hole. That's why I love it. It is amazing. And also, you don't need Super Defense Robos to use it. The only thing you need to get it back, you can use trade-ins also in Machina cannons to send these elephants to the graveyard and these Leos. You don't necessarily need them. They're just monster reborns. They're just monster reborns for garbage as Fat Dragon. It's amazing. Also, if you have 2 Leos in your hand, the reason I run only 3 of this, and then just 1 monkey, go into rank 4. Make Gear, Gig, and X. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe send a Machina gear from to the graveyard. I don't know. It's all up to you. Then you play 1 monkey, which pretty much has the same summoning effect as Super Defense Robo Leo. You can special summon an elephant. But honestly, I think the Leos are more to special summon each other than they are to special summon the elephant. But if you have a Leo or a monkey plus a Robo elephant, you do use that. Use that to make garbage eyes. But it is really fun because you don't even need Super Defense Robo XYZ material to make it. But as long as you have one in the graveyard, you can banish it and then just special summon it back. And then you can use a Super Defense Robo from your graveyard and attach it as material. Now, if you're going to be banishing Super Defense Robo from your graveyard, I would recommend the rank 8 one, because we have 2 different dimension reincarnations, which is fantastic because you can discard 1 card, which means you can discard a Gimmick puppet, potentially, and then get back one of your move and play monsters, which would probably be Super Defense Robo, or you can get back one of your banished Gimmick puppets, which is really cool. And it basically means you can use these again. That means you can you can bring back a Magnedoll, and that means you can overlay with it, detach again. Once it's sent back to the graveyard, you can use Jury Doll's effect with it again. So it's recycling. It's good for the environment. And plus, you most likely got the free 2-card draw from it. Really good. I love it. And I don't like Inferno Reckless Summon that much. People that play these decks play 3 of it, but I usually like to have advantage by turn 1. My opponent doesn't even have a monster on the field yet. I decided to leave in 2 for now. I might take them out and replace them with Machine Duplication. Machine Duplication will only duplicate cards that are 500 attack points or less, but Gearspring Spirit and Jury Doll, they're under 500. You can special summon them first turn, potentially. And if I have 3 of them, that would be amazing. I mean, what's not to like? The one thing I'm not so sure about Machine Duplication is that the other 2 copies have to be in your deck. And for a Reckless Summon, they can be in your hand, deck, or graveyard. Advantage. But also, your opponent has to have a face-up monster activated. Minus. That never works out for me, because this might sound like tooting my own horn a little bit, but usually my opponent's monsters are going in defense. Face down defense when I have a 4,000 attack point monster on the field first turn. I mean, that's how it goes. Yeah, you can tell it's pretty early in the morning. How much time do I have? Ooh, sorry guys, I gotta leave now because apparently YouTube has a time restriction which will only let me record for 15 seconds. I mean 15 minutes, sorry. It's really disappointing.